another episode of Diva Court. I'm your host, Marsha Mignot, and with me is my co-diva.
We in this beat.
Dana Smith.
Yes, ma'am.
Government names. We are not responsible for what Dana's going to talk about.
I don't even know what I'm going to say.
Nor do we own the topics, ladies and gentlemen. I have to keep reiterating that. That's the legal disclaimer. Because we're not purchasing them.
Why you got to say
This show is for
So
edutainment purposes only. I'm just going to start this show up and shut her up. How
Is
about
my
that?
mic on? I don't
I'm
feel
just
like it's on.
Oh, that's right. We turned it off.
Turn my mic up.
Find our episodes every Wednesday on
Spotify. I hear
Apple
about something good.
Podcasts, and Google Podcasts.
I'm going to make sure they hear me.
Be sure to catch our videos every Wednesday when we push them out for you. Today we're doing pumpkin spice.
She doing pumpkin spice.
We're doing pumpkin spice.
I'm doing sweet potato pie.
She doing Lindy today.
Because you lent me this dress.
And you're loving it.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, I am not.
Don't you look gorgeous and you're just mad. Don't hate, just think. All right, listeners, what are we going to roll out for you today? The Adelson story. All right, this is an Adelson family about family loyalty. Okay, it's not about family loyalty.
Oh, it's about disloyalty.
Disloyalty to family. The Adelson family lives in the state of Florida, located in Tallahassee. And the alleged victim, Mr. Dan Markle, who is a son-in-law of the Adelson's daughter, ended up murdered in Tallahassee by someone driving a Prius. After he was killed, it took a while for law enforcement to investigate the case, and they traced the Prius to a rental company, located the individuals who rented the vehicle, and launched a prosecution. After those individuals were arrested, plea deals started getting struck, and they pointed the finger at the Adelson family, almost. So for quite some time, the Adelson's son, who is the sister of the daughter, who is the ex-wife of the deceased and the victim in the prosecution. Then mom is also the matriarch of the family, and dad looks like he just lets them roll around town doing whatever they want to do. So, son just got convicted last week of murder. And mom decides to make a jail call to her son and tell him that based on his conviction, she's either going to kill herself or she's got to find a country that does not participate in extradition. Okay, mom.
Who needs a
First
jailhouse
thing,
snitch?
how does jail calls work?
Who needs a jailhouse snitch when you got your mom who snitches on herself?
Whose mother is smart enough to contact a jail where her son is on a... You know what? The jails say to you, this call is being recorded by 1235. Please. It tells you. Yes, it has to tell you. It has to tell you in the state of Florida, because the state of Florida is a two-party listener state. Two parties must know that they're being recorded. Okay? So.
Does it tell you in Georgia?
Yes.
It's not a two-party state in Georgia, is it?
No, but they still tell you. Because they don't want you to have any excuse when you're on there talking to the inmate and telling them, I hid the gun for you.
It tells you on when you pick up the phone?
Yes, it tells
Or
the
does it
person you're
just-
calling.
You have a call from Jackson Detention Center.
Oh, no. I thought when you said jailhouse call, I thought they were in the jail and she was talking to him, in the box.
No, she's talking to him on the phone.
Okay.
So.
That makes more sense. Cause I was like,
on the phone, on the jail call.
Not to say that I go to the jail.
You
to
sound like
listen
you don't go because you
calls.
don't know how the recordings work.
Not to.
She just.
I don't have any.
Pass by.
No,
I
she
don't
picked
have
random inmates to have conversations.
I don't have prisoners calling me. I'm just saying.
Hey, boo,
I
how
just
you
go
doing?
down to the jail
You
and
just
pick up the
visit.
phone.
Okay,
Like,
is it ministry?
what you doing? I know you need somebody to talk to. I'm here.
Have you heard about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Don't run from the Lord.
You know what?
Don't
Quiet as
run
it's
from
kept,
the Lord.
I should just go down to the county
minister?
and just ask them. Just give me somebody who ain't got talked
Can
to
I
in a
speak
while.
to somebody who doesn't have family visits?
Yeah.
Because I ain't got nothing else to do.
Let me talk to him.
So
Do you know
the
Christ
mother,
as your-
the
hold on,
matriarch.
Hold on. Do you know Christ as your Lord and Savior?
He said, look, I'm going to have to introduce myself to him if you promise not to come back.
If I show you my penis, will you leave and go away and never come
If I
back?
take my private parts
This
out.
call is being recorded. But are those calls being recorded?
Which ones?
The one when you go to
The
the
in
jails?
jail.
Oh, you're in
Yes.
person.
Yeah.
No. The in-person ones, the in-person conversations are not being recorded.
Okay. Can they hear?
They can hear you. Of course
Okay.
they can hear you. You're in a pod. And a guard.
Are they listening to your calls?
Well, they can't listen to your attorney conversations.
But they can listen to your homeboy's conversation.
But they can
with you.
listen to your homeboy.
So
your
those
mother,
are
your
being.
father, your
They're
cousin.
not listening in while you're there. Those are being recorded though, right?
If you're calling from outside the jail and you're at your house, yes.
But if you're in the jail,
If you go in person to make a jail visit, then no.
Okay.
However, caveat, they are using technology now where you're actually wasting your time by going to the jail because you're still having a video call with your family members.
oh,
So
'cause of
you go in
COVID.
this conference, like Cobb County, you go in this conference center and they have a bunch of video call screens and you have to call your family
So
member.
they're recording that.
Oh, you best believe they are.
That's
so that
like the-
conversation.
yeah.
So that made it easier. Technology made it easier to record the in-person visits because you're going in
So
person.
you're not even seeing them in person.
No, you're not. You're seeing them on video.
Mm.
You see them on video. And it's becoming a trend now because some jurisdictions have where you can make recorded like virtual visits to your family members. So now you don't have to actually drive to the jail. You can have virtual visits.
Yeah, I know those.
Virtual
inmates is
visits are
mad.
safer too anyway because
I
when
know
you
that-
moving
but
bodies,
the inmates don't want to. The inmates don't
no,
want.
you want to
that.
see your family. You
Yeah,
want
the
to see
inmates
the
want to
person.
come out of their cells.
Correct.
You know.
But you still got to come out your cell because your little video is not in your cell.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that.
So you still
But
get
you
to
know,
come
you
out.
want to be able to put your hand on the window.
Oh, and
Maybe you
believe
just put it on the
touch
screen.
And believe you touch. Put it on the screen.
Put it on the screen.
Put your hands on the screen. It's just a glass.
Put them on a glass. What?
Well, how does a mother
Oh, yeah. I guess we need to
who's
get
a
back to the story.
matriarch, right, of the family decides that she is going to assist her son with the homicide of his ex-brother-in-law?
Wait. How does a mother who is a matriarch not
that?
decide? Right.
Oh, so you're on the side of the mother?
Yes.
So and you're on the side of calling the jail too?
No,
and
I'm not on the
telling your
side
son?
of the ignorant, dumb stuff that she did. I'm on the side of the fact that there was a plan.
Oh,
It just wasn't executed properly.
okay. She should have consulted with an attorney before she made the jail
Can you
call.
do that?
That's how you
No.
know her daughter had no idea.
Her daughter was clueless.
Because
Yeah.
any person
Right.
with a daughter who consulted the daughter would have told him, don't call him
Yeah.
for nothing.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. Her testimony, the sister's testimony at trial, she was called by the state. She was given limited immunity to testify in her brother's case. The reason they brought her is because they wanted to get in her interrogation video, which was just her questioning, the investigative video, because she wasn't charged with anything. So her investigative video, they're asking her, who does she think would want her ex-husband dead? And she starts crying because she's devastated. She really looked genuine. If she was putting on an act, she can go get her Oscar right now. But she,
Well, you know, they've
she
been
mentions-
trained. They've been trained to cry at an
Look at
early
here.
age, honey.
well, she's got it down because she
Well,
was
most
crying.
of them do.
And she fingers her brother. She says, I don't know. I don't think my brother would do that. Why would you bring up your brother?
How many
ma'am?
siblings does she have?
One. No, two. 2 boys and a girl. There's 2 boys and a girl.
She has.
So that's when law
two-
enforcement
She has
said to
2
her,
brothers and a.
which
and it's her?
brother? There's 2 brothers. Yeah. Remember, they have a dental practice. And the issue was, after she divorced, she wanted to move to Miami to live with her parents because her parents love the grandkids and they want to be around them all the time. And the ex-husband filed an action in court to stop her from moving. So when she lost that, it really ticked off her mother, and her mother is sending emails to her brother because it seems as if the brother does the mom's
I have a
assignments.
family court question. So,
Is it illegal? Yes.
like, I thought it was moving out the state. So moving to another city, you need the court's permission.
No. It depends on what your final decree says. and the state law of your jurisdiction.
Okay.
So some states don't care. Once you have primary custody, you can move wherever you want to move. You just have to give the other parent notice. Now, if the other parent, if you're moving really, really far away, some courts will say, look, we're going to give them the entire summer then. We're no longer going to do this, you get 2 weeks in the summer, I get 2 weeks in. We're not going to split summers anymore. While the child is out of school, the child is going to be with the other parent that you moved away from. Some courts will say, okay, I find that that's a modification is necessary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify the child support so that they can take that extra money to travel the distance that they now have to buy an airline ticket, or rent a car, and they have to stay somewhere, especially if you're moving to a state where they have no family or friends where they can
But
reside.
even in state, if I just move to a different city, I need the permission.
No.
But that's
The
what she
order
did.
is going to say you have 6. No, she wanted to move to
It's still
Miami.
Florida.
I
It's
know
still
it's still
Florida.
Florida, but my point is the distance is the problem
okay.
that the court seemed to have, because he's like, hey, I'm a dad. I don't want to be a weekend dad. She has primary custody of kids. I see my kids almost every single day because I go to their school. I go to their little daddy lunches and this, that, and the third. So whatever he filed, and remember, he's a law professor. So the sister's an attorney. The deceased is an attorney. And he's a law professor at a popular University of Florida school. So I don't know. And I would be assuming that, or
she
speculating.
must have practiced family law, huh?
I don't think she cared. She comes across a little bit ditzy. For lack of a better description of her, she's a little bit clueless. And some of the recordings played at the brothers, or some of the correspondence between mother and son played at the son's criminal trial, was him complaining to his mother how she's ungrateful and his sister doesn't even know all the stuff that they are doing for her and all this other stuff. So there's an undertone that she doesn't know what's going on. And it's possible that because she's so ditzy, they're like, don't tell her.
But if she ungrateful, that would be like, you know I killed him for you. I ain't asked you to do that.
Look,
So
that's also why the prosecutors got angry, because there was some correspondence where he told his sister, I'm gonna give you a divorce present. And the prosecution alleged that the divorce present
Was death.
Her birthday present was to kill her ex-husband.
Oh, that was her divorce present or her
Yeah.
birthday present?
Her birthday present.
Okay.
Her birthday present was, we got rid of your problems, now you can move to Miami with mom and dad.
So, according to Florida law, the policy is both parents having frequent and continuing contact with their children.
Okay.
So it may have been some way of like
That violates it.
his frequency would
Be
impacted,
affected.
So they would have to work something.
You got to
out.
agree, and he wouldn't agree, because she would need his consent to say, okay, although it's all the way in Miami, it's not really that bad. I can drive down there and see the kids, or if you're willing to drive them back every time I need to see them, that's fine. I'll do it. But he objected, and the courts agreed with him, and so now off to the homicide we go. But the mother just got arrested after her son was convicted, because she's calling the jail to tell her son that she's either going to commit suicide or she is going to go to a country that does not engage in extradition. Where does mom get found? At the airport.
So she gave
with
up
a one-way ticket to Vietnam.
she gave up the suicide idea, huh?
I guess so.
You know what? This suicide idea doesn't really, it's not going to pan out.
She said, look, the ticket is cheaper.
That's it. Now, then you missed the point. The grandchildren, the whole thing you fought for would have been lost. So it's like,
You
actually,
said, you know what?
Well,
you know what?
she still
I did
lost
want the
it.
grandkids.
It's the grandkids. The suicide is not going to work, because I won't be able to see the grandkids.
All right.
Okay.
Step 34 in her plan should have been.
Don't murder your son-in-law.
Oh, no.
And don't talk about it on the phone.
Let's just say
Let's
she
say this
already-
is that good
Say
plan.
that was plan 15. That was step 15.
No, that was in the brainstorming process. Should I kill him?
Step,
No. But
Step 15.
if I kill him, I get to see the
Step
grandkids.
15 was that?
Yes.
And step 35?
No, that's only that's in the
35
think
should've
tank.
been,
That was in her.
Oh,
and her
dang. My son is in the middle of trial, or there's a gap before his trial. We just need to take a vacation, guys, to relax.
It's too stressful.
It's stressful for
So I'm
me,
gonna go to Vietnam.
my husband, and my daughter's children. Or I think it was just her and her husband on the plane.
I don't
on
know.
the ticket.
How do you
don't
tell
don't
your
think they were
daughter, "Hey, meet me in Vietnam"?
No, Dad and
during
I are
trial.
going. Dad
I
and
think
I are
you
going.
just
During
did
trial.
it. I
Yeah,
think you just
yeah.
did it.
During trial. I
That-
mean, if she did say
Not
she'll-
during trial.
Before the trial
The trial.
starts.
You say, hey,
We need a vacation.
we need a
This is
vacation.
too
Mom,
much.
I have to testify.
Round trip.
Well, just come after you're done.
No. What
I
are you
can't
doing?
handle.
What are you doing? That's not a part of the plan. She's ditzy.
Don't
she
come.
don't know nothing.
Ditsy, don't come.
We are going.
But I thought she wanted to see the grandkids.
Guess what? I'm sure they have passports.
Yes, they do. And there's no daddy that will stop them.
So what I'm saying is, we're gonna take a vacation with a return ticket, a couple days before her trial,
Right.
and then all of a sudden, oh my, we just love Vietnam.
We're not leaving.
so much.
That we're not leaving.
Is there not an immigration policy
No,
to
the
put
problem
them out?
is, first of all, if you had bought a round trip ticket, you would have been able to argue, are you stupid? I'm entitled to fly wherever I want to fly to.
Yeah.
You still got to get around that jail call
You
talking
still
about killing
gotta get
yourself
away.
and going to a country that does not
You still
engage in
gotta get-
extradition.
Now, listen, don't they have a deportation process in Vietnam if you overstay your welcome or
You're
your
an
visa?
American. You're probably not going to get deported.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
most likely not. Do you have American money?
Yeah.
Then you are good.
USA. USA. So,
Oh, is it nice in the Vietnam?
Adelson,
Is it nice in
no,
the
let me ask you a
Vietnam?
question, though. I think we need to make
I'm
this
gonna put
point.
that card in my back pocket. Just in
Listeners, how many
Vietnam.
times have y'all seen these arranged murders end up in somebody going to prison? It does not work. Please
Stop trying to kill folks.
stop trying to kill people. That's
Or
the
don't
message.
bring so many people in your killings.
Wow. Solo killing now?
Well, let me tell you, the wife only hired the one hit man who was a cop. I'm talking about, and I can't remember that. Do you remember that one where she wanted to get
Yes,
rid
I
of the
remember
husband?
that. And she
And she
hired him.
In
hired
Florida?
the cop hitman. It might have been Florida.
I think it was Florida. And she was like going to the gym and they came out and they
Yeah,
staged
yeah.
the husband's death. And she was like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Exactly.
And she was crying. I
Exactly.
remember her. I remember her. I can't remember her name.
When
but
I
remember
say don't hire anybody, that means do it yourself. And then go to Vietnam.
And my suggestion is don't do it at all and
Yes.
stay free.
That's
And go to Vietnam and come back as many times as you want because you didn't homicide anybody, nor did you get charged. So,
yeah, you shouldn't kill.
Adelson, that's
Oh, for the
coming
record,
down the
you
pipeline.
shouldn't kill. Just
Yeah.
in case.
No, well,
Is-
the
is-
real plan should have been she should have just left the kids with him completely, and then he would have been backing up.
You would have gave them kids away.
No, he would have drove to Miami and gave them to
Here's the kids.
You can have them. That is true. He probably would have taken them back to
You
Miami.
playing it wrong. He just fighting
Yeah.
hard because you fighting hard.
Yeah, you
Right.
fight
You just got it. Hey, you got it.
Ma'am, you should say, hey,
You
you,
got
can
it.
keep them. You can keep them. I'll come visit.
Uh-huh.
I'll leave them right here.
In fact, I'm gonna send pictures to you on my
No,
vacation
no.
on Instagram and
That-
be like, accidentally, sorry. And here's Fabio. Did you see Fabio? He's like, no.
You need the kids.
come back.
Them the
get
type
these
of women that
kids.
just lead a whole family and just start anew.
You need the
Like a
kids.
man.
No, but I have a funny one. I had a real story,
Okay.
where the client had primary custody, the mom had primary custody, and the dad had parenting time. Dad kept fussing about how he wants additional parenting time, that you're trying to keep me from my kids, yada, yada. So I says to mom, Mom, here's the deal. Why don't you let him keep the kids the entire summer? She said, that's not going to work. We tried that last summer. I dropped those kids off. And he went to Sam's one time and bought food and brought them back within 2 weeks and said, these kids eat too much. You can keep 'em." So Dad brought the kids back because they was eating them out of house and home. He was like, nah, they eat too much. And she said, ever since, he will not take the kids for the entire summer. So yes, that does work, ladies and
Like,
gentlemen.
I want to control you.
Because I have
but
a
don't
real
want-
life story. I don't want to pay for that.
Yeah.
These kids are eating a lot. You can keep them, ma'am, and I will just visit with them outside of the summer months. Give me the weekends. I'll do the weekends.
Just send them to me fed and clothed.
Can they come with clothing and food? Fill them up like a car tank. Thank you. Yeah, that was hilarious. I thought that was funny. She was like, that's not going to work.
Just send them over there every time them girls get in their period.
But to the Adelson family, I just don't understand what y'all were thinking. It never worked before, and I don't think it's going to work now.
and it won't happen again.
And do not do it. Moral
I
of the
just
story.
don't understand how they just thought.
That was going to work out.
Well, not with them being so stupid.
Well, the mother was approached by a federal agent who was recording the interaction with her. And he's coming up there and say, hey, you know, my brother, he's in jail. He's in jail right now. And he took care of that thing for you. And we're going to need some money because he needs help.
That sounds too convincing.
Hey, you didn't stop and
the
say.
way you said it was too convincing.
Oh.
It was like this. So, you know, my brother, the brother I have, yes, he is in jail. And, you know, we need to make sure he's set because he is having a hard time. He
needs help.
He is having a very hard time. And he needs to make sure that the
And
money
she didn't
is
hear
there.
police.
The most police voice you could ever hear.
That sounded coppish, ma'am. And then what does she do? She picks up the phone and calls her son. This guy just came to me. And then he says to his mom, no, that's not how it works. That's not the same people. The same people? As what people?
Like, how many people do you have? How many killers do you have?
And you know what was happening?
How do you know how it works, sir? How many people?
That's what the prosecutor asked him. Because he took the stand and testified in this case. And the prosecutor was like, what do you mean by that's not how it works? No, I just mean like I was being extorted money from because, you know, I was paying money. They were like, sir, you stapled your money in a safe. So he had a safe with cash and he stapled the money. And because of how he kept the money stapled, it was very unusual.
What does that mean, stapled the money?
Literally stapled a stack of money. So he had 100.
Oh, so this family just dumb in general.
Yeah, he stapled his money in the safe.
Who staples stacks of hundreds?
Yes, stacks of hundreds.
Instead of
stapled.
Could he not find rubber bands?
I guess not. But because it was stapled,
He
was another identifier.
He ain't seen real
Oh,
cash.
so the money.
He ain't seen real cash.
So-
He just got it out.
So
He's
wait.
like, oh, this is what money is. I just had
I'm
so
used
much.
to the
I've
cards.
been swiping.
I'm just used to the cards.
So
plastic, paper or
he
plastic.
was paying
I usually
with
pay
stapled
plastic.
money. He was paying with stapled money, and he would give it to them. And when they found him, the money was stapled.
Correct.
Did they have to do like a CIS or
No, you don't need a
CSI
CSI
investigation on the
with
staples?
your CIS.
What's that? Computer science?
And the SIS who was
Computer
there with
science.
you.
Did they have to dust off?
You're
the
going to
staples?
call SOS.
Computer and Information Sciences, CIS.
Oh, my word.
They CIS. That.
Okay, so they're busted. But speaking of murder, let's talk about Murdaugh. Alex Murdaugh pled guilty to financial transaction fraud. And why does Mr. Murdaugh prefer to be called a thief and not a murderer? Okay?
Why are we trusting people with names that tell you what they're going to do?
Murder. He's going to
I'ma
murder
murder
you.
Or made off with your money.
Made off with your cash.
Right. I just
So
don't understand.
I would not invest with a Madoff. I would not give my money to a Madoff.
And I would not marry a
and
murderer.
I would not marry a murder. Because you're likely to be murdered.
And then the money would be made off.
No, but think about this. You pled to financials, but you tried the murder. Hey, call me a thief. Call me a thief.
Wait, so
He
are
went
you
to trial
saying
for the
that
murder of his wife and his son.
insurance fraud is what he pled to?
Yes, financial transactions. He stole money from his clients too.
Okay, stole money from the client.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So he settled your PI case for $20 million, and he was supposed to give you your 40%, and he keeps it. Or he settles.
Wait, do they know that they were supposed to get 40% of $20 million?
They know the contract amount, but they
Don't know the
there's
the
there's
dollar
something
amount.
going on.
Okay.
And then he started stealing money from the trust account,
Oh,
and people's settlements. They weren't
you-
getting their settlements.
I know this is a while back, but did you? This case sounds familiar. With someone else, the lady from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, her husband was Tom. I forgot his last name, but he had handled a lot of big cases that you would know, and
He's in trouble now too for
You
not
know who I'm
giving
talking
money.
about?
Yeah,
What's his name?
I can't remember.
But yeah, so he
Beringer or Berry something.
but
He
was
has an
doing this-
Italian name.
yeah, he was doing the same
Yeah,
thing.
stealing the
Didn't
money.
he handle some big case?
I don't know about a big case, but
No, it's a case that he did handle that was like.
I
one
mean,
of those
Stormy
known-
Daniels' attorney went to jail too for that same stuff, taking Stormy's money off of deals that he would work out for her, and it was more than what he was entitled to under the contract. So you can't steal your client's money and not go to prison. But my oxymoron for Alex Murdaugh is you don't mind being called a thief. I'm guilty of that, but don't call me a murder. That's the part.
But if
so
you can
he's appealing.
still-
But you know what? He has a great appellate issue because he's also appealing his conviction based on the fact that the juror tampering is allegedly occurred with the clerk.
yeah.
Writing a book afterwards and say, I knew this was going to be a short verdict because somebody told me in my gut that I just knew. Woman's intuition. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So that's another issue. And the judge who tried his murder case has recused himself and said, I'll go. I will go.
Why?
There's been allegations that the statements he made at sentencing and the comments he made makes him a biased judge.
What did he
And
say?
I guess he wants to keep his integrity. So I don't recall what
That's
he said.
not a bad thing.
But he said, I will recuse myself. Y'all can go. You can do your thing. Cause
I'm done.
I figured that the evidence is good enough that you don't need me to go to stay in prison. You don't need me to stay there. The appellate courts will take care of that for you. So Murdaugh,
Tom Girardi.
Tom Girard.
yeah, that's it.
Now, what was the case that he handled? That was
Several.
a
They said
big-
he was just
he had
stealing
a big
money.
case. He had like a case.
No, there
that-
was big settlements, and he was keeping them.
No. There was like a case that was like well known, like on Johnny Cochran level that he handled.
I don't know. The only thing they've got him on for right now is they said more than 18 million. So you know it's around 18, 19 million dollars.
No, but what case was he like an attorney for where he had a lot of victims that he was like a justice warrior kind
So
of?
it was like a class action,
I think so.
and he
Oh,
represented several.
Boeing for the 737 MAX
Oh, okay. So he settled that for a lot of victims.
for 189 people. Yep.
Okay, and that's where he took the money.
No, I
But he
thought it was
only
some another case.
for 5 clients. He only had 5 clients.
No,
on
I
that.
thought it was a. I mean, Bowen is big, but
Bowen is
no.
big.
I know, but it was like one of those cases where it was like, oh, he did something for maybe I don't remember.
But Bowen is still big.
No,
to
I'm
represent
not- no,
5
I mean,
people in
he-
the Boeing case. I mean, stealing your client's money, it doesn't matter if you're
yeah.
stealing it from a big settlement or a small settlement.
It's
you can't
still
steal your
stealing.
client's money. It's stealing, and it's a crime. So hopefully, if there was jury tampering, you get a new trial on that issue. But sir,
But he now has dementia.
who?
Tom Girard.
Oh no, he's claiming dementia because he's trying not to go to trial. You can't convict me. I'm too old. I don't know where I am. I spent all that money and just lost my mind. Yes, you did. Trust me. You know what I find? It's difficult to get to be found incompetent to stand trial. That's been my experience. That is very
Yeah.
difficult to most of the cases out there on appeal is like, nope, you're competent. Nope, you're competent. Got to be pretty much eating
You
your
got it.
feces.
Your heart just has to be beaten.
Yeah, you're breathing. You're competent. You know right from wrong. You're competent. So even cases where somebody didn't take their bipolar medication in Georgia, some of those cases go up on appeal and it was like, this person could not have known what they were doing. They
I
were
know you
spazzing.
don't want to discuss it, but I think we should kind of touch it though.
Touch on, sis.
So you heard about the case where there was an autistic boy who allegedly, I'm gonna still say allegedly, attacked his teacher after she took his video games away from him, and then he chased her and pushed her. She fell. She's already unconscious, and then he kind of hit her a couple of times, and they charged him with assault and gave him 30 years and held him
I
competent.
think that's my problem. That's my problem right there. First of all, if you're a teacher that's responsible for special needs children, you should know that special needs children will assault. Because especially nonverbal special needs children,
Right.
the only way that they can communicate is physically.
Mm.
So unless you have the technology or some type of speaking device where they can express themselves through the speaking device, because that technology is there, or you're a teacher that is capable of understanding that their minds operate differently. So if you're actually going to take something from them, you have to use tactics,
Right.
professional
Like
tactics.
how you would take. I don't even want to say that.
No. You have to bargain.
Yeah.
So you have to say, hey, I'll let you use it if you finish this assignment. You have an assignment to do. So
Maybe say no.
your reward, no, you say your reward, then I can't give you the reward. And you have to tap in because remember, you are the one with the right mind and he's the one with the not right mind. And how he thinks is different and how he processes information is different. So if you are trying to get him to accomplish something, you know what he likes. So once he comes into your classroom and you're a special needs teacher, you should be the person saying, hey, I give a reward. What's your favorite thing? I like to play on my computer. If he's verbal, you understand what I'm saying? If he's nonverbal, that's what I don't know. If he's nonverbal, then there's a different way you're going to communicate with the child to make sure that the child gets the reward and now you get the behavior because it's a check and balance.
We need to follow this case because I'm pretty sure
30 years is definitely too much time for an autistic child.
It has to be
who
some kind of
physically, hit a teacher
and
for
for
taking
the fact
something.
that he was in autistic class.
So I think everyone's just intimidated by his size.
And that's unfair because I'm big because God made me big, not because I tried to get this big.
6'6", 270.
So that teacher shouldn't have been guarding him anyway.
Right.
It should have been a male teacher that's about his size, 6 foot. That I know there's a man out there that teaches special needs children. You can't tell
or
me
just
that.
let him have the toy. What? You're not in the mood today? Okay.
Yeah.
You got it.
No,
Yeah.
Just let him have a toy.
She
Like, why are you trying to
No.
exert your power
She
over a child
evidently-
who's never going
she-
to he's never going to
listen to me.
meet the
She
so-called normal
evidently
expectation.
was not afraid of his size
Obviously.
because she wouldn't have
She-
taken the
obviously.
toy. She would not have taken
Right.
the toy. She would have left him with the toy. Cause,
Right.
'cause- excuse me, sir, can I have the toy? No. Okay.
You gonna give me this toy? Oh,
Oh, that's what we're
that's
doing?
what you.
Okay.
Oh, I got.
And
something
you know
for
what? He probably doesn't even know his strength because that's another issue.
Yeah.
When they're on the spectrum like that or they have mental health issues. I'm pushing another kid, but I'm pushing them really hard. I can't gauge that.
Yeah.
So how hard he hit the teacher, he can't gauge that. You see what I'm saying?
He
Or the
whooped
fact that
ass.
no, but if even that she's unconscious, he probably didn't
Don't even
compute
know.
that
Right.
she's unconscious.
Right.
He's still in the state of mind. You took my stuff.
Right.
You attacked me.
He doesn't know the consequences.
I just think
You
that's
think it's gonna
wrong,
go on
man.
appeal? We gotta follow that case.
criminalizing mental health. Criminalizing mental health because that's criminalizing mental health.
That's already diagnosed.
Yeah. Yeah, you knew what you were doing.
You know that. See, this is, and we kind of talked about this. This is my issue. It's like there's a victim, but I can't even feel for the victim because of
So
the
much
injustice
injustice
has occurred to
the
the
accused.
who is an autistic
Yeah.
child
That's mental health, and mental
who's
health is health.
black and who is 6'6", and you feel the need
30
to
years.
to
30 years.
forget the 30.
No,
You feel
30 is way.
That's
I mean,
a
if
lot.
you punished and you say, okay, we're gonna punish him, we're gonna give him probation, we're gonna give him treatment, we're gonna do all this. You can do something. You can show him that there are consequences without trying to
I'm just telling you this.
destroy him.
A 6'6" man in his right mind, I'm not taking his toy.
That is
Okay. Okay. Okay.
say even if he is not on the spectrum,
You
I
gonna
will
give
not.
me-
Yeah, I
No.
will not be
Keep the
snatching.
remote, sir. You got it. You got it.
I will not be snatching
I'm not-
anything
no.
from anybody that big.
No.
Not in his right mind or out of it. That's not gonna work.
So the sentence hasn't come down. Is what he's possibly facing is 30 years.
okay.
Praise the Lord. Whew. That is a relief.
He will be making a plea hearing because he wanted to plea, and on October 30th. The other thing is, it's very interesting because they did charge him as a juvenile, and the charges were going to be juvenile until all of a sudden they decided to upgrade it. They don't express necessarily why.
It's just given.
Probably just the severity of it's.
The severity
It's-
of his
Is she
It's-
is she permanently damaged?
She bad.
I mean, she was bad in that moment, but did she heal? I mean, they're MMA fighters.
Hey. Did she come
Is
back from the
anyone gonna be
MMA?
right? Is
No,
anyone gonna
what
be
I'm
Did she
saying
come
is
back
there are MMA
from
fighters that get beat up on a regular basis. They heal and they come back.
I don't think she trained to be hit.
I'm
in
just
the
saying,
head
like,
that.
She said, "Can I get some practice?"
No, what I'm
If
saying
I
is
knew-
there
if I
permanent
I knew
damage?
that was coming,
I
I'd
would've
have
wore
made-
a helmet.
Is she now like? Is she like? Did she
So
lose
let
in
me
her
ask
mental
you a
capacity?
question. Are you saying
Uh,
if she's okay, it's okay?
I'm saying that if
What's
she's
a
not
couple
permanent,
thousand in the hospital bills?
Hey, amongst
I'm
friends.
saying if she's permanently not damaged,
Ma'am, do you have
How are you permanently
not damaged?
not damaged?
You have damage, but it's not
Well,
permanent.
she probably learned
What?
not to take
take
it to
stuff.
her. Keep your hands. Stop trying to take.
Keep your hands to yourself
No,
when they
it's-
6 feet.
Yeah.
Very
You know what? It's giving woman who don't know her place.
no,
Oh,
I
okay.
mean it's a tough call.
It is a tough call.
It's a tough call.
I would put him through therapy. I would put him through a
Like
diversion
he don't
program.
even
No,
like.
I think it's
I
just
would do
one
a
of those
diversion.
things where
I would
he
do a
was-
diversion.
It should be a diversion.
I would do a
It
diversion.
should not be jail time.
Nope.
Jail time
Nope.
for him is not going to
No,
be
no,
helpful.
that's not gonna fix the problem.
And that's what they have him in, but they shouldn't. He should have gotten a bond.
Yes,
He should have been allowed to
Yes.
be able to.
I wonder what his parents are thinking.
they probably
They probably don't have
any money or resources
Yeah.
or help.
That's
nobody
typically
jumped
how
in.
it goes. If
Yeah.
he's in autistic
Yep.
and he's in a school,
No help.
It's usually
No
you
help.
fighting somebody.
You by yourself. You got to call your. You said sometimes you have to call defects on defects.
That's facts.
So maybe they had to call defects on defects, and they never helped. And because it never made the news, and it didn't go viral, and Al Sharpton didn't come out, and nobody talked about it, and there was no boycotting of anything, those people suffered in silence.
Listen, they should have just handed him a football
Yes, and put him on the field.
and just said that same
Go
thing
that
you
way.
did to her. Just that man with the ball right
Yeah,
there.
See him? Go get the ball.
Anytime you
He
see
took
the
your
you
ball.
right.
That's your ball.
That's your ball.
And just make sure there's no white family around to take your movie rights.
That's correct.
And split
'Cause
it
they will
amongst
take it.
all the other family members.
They will take it. Woo, that's something else. That's something else. That's a whole nother story that we will not touch on. Tonight.
It's given slavery all over again.
Oh my God.
That-
You went to
wow.
slavery?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Why can't just give discrimination all over it?
It's slavery.
Why can't it give?
Because you
We'll see. It's not
Inconsistent.
done. It's getting a lot
That's
of
true.
headlines.
That's true.
We'll
It's
see
all-
if
Maybe
the
now that it
judge-
made the news, they're gonna change.
We'll
Pivot.
see if the
They'll
judge
pivot.
is
wait.
gonna be
What
there.
we talking about?
The same case.
We talking about Blindside?
Oh, you talking about
That's
that?
what's giving slavery.
Oh, yeah. No, I understand.
Okay,
There we
okay.
go.
I thought you were talking about the young kid.
No,
Okay.
I don't know how it gets slavery out of that.
No, that gave me the vibes of warm, fuzzy, great family, nice thing to do. You're so sweet. What? Grandma couldn't take care of him and you helped her out. Remember, he could have been part of the criminal justice system, but you saved him. Then I heard about the money and the lawsuit. And I was like, whoa, that's a blind side. They blindsided even me.
Pun intended.
Okay? They blindsided me because I was like, oh, that's such a great movie. And Sandra Bullock.
You
did
know,
a
you watch
fantastic job.
Dangerous Minds and you think, oh, a white woman's gonna come and save us all.
You watched that and got that? Because I didn't get that. Good thing I ain't watched
She missed that one guy. She ain't saved his ass.
it. Okay. So that's a saving movie.
Been spending
Show.
the
Never heard
movie.
of it.
You didn't see Dangerous Minds?
This movie?
Well, Coolio.
Did they spin it off?
It's a whole movie
Thank
with
you.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Did they
Okay.
for Pfeiffers? And did
Okay.
they?
Can we
Wrap this up.
wrap it?
Let's do it.
Bow it up.
That's it. Come on, Scrappy. Doo.
Happy
this?
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. But we'll drink to that like we say here.
We're
in
just
Diva.
gonna drink to hang out with your family and eat some food.
Eat, drink, and be merry. That's the moral of the story.
There it is.
Listeners, don't miss us every week. Find us on Wednesday on Spotify,
Spotify,
Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts.
Google us,
All day, every day,
and twice
and
on.
twice on Sunday.
Let's drink to that.
Oh, yes. That's
Or twice on what's today?
whatever day.
Inside joke.
Twice on any day. Don't forget to catch our videos every Wednesday on YouTube because we're pushing out the colors. And Lindy, not Fendi.
Yeah.
Because as we gonna say as we
Did
close.
we already do this?
No, we didn't close. We drank to your little thing that you wanted to drink to. Now
did we
we're
drink to?
closing.
Maybe I should drink again.
That's what I'm saying. Just go ahead and because the gummy wearing off.
Come on, let's drink. drink to that since
What
your
we
gummy
drinking
wearing
to?
off. Your gummy's
This
wearing
is
off.
trying to
What-
get me drunk.
No. So as we close the show,
I thought we already
what
closed
do
it.
we say
We
here?
drink to that.
The gummy is wearing off. Oh my
Why are
God.
we drinking twice though?
We did not close the show.
I understand
yet.
that, but what I'm saying is
You wanted to drink to
No,
something
but
I
what-
said, which
But
was
if
nice.
you like drink now, we could like close the show.
I know, but I have questions.
So she don't want to close the show.
Let me questions right quick.
Okay.
Why do we always drink
I'm gonna have
twice?
to drink while you.
Why don't we drink earlier and then drink once instead of drinking twice and then going back and drinking again? Have y'all noticed that? That happens all the time.
Are you being meta?
What are you talking about?
I'm just
Are
gonna
we
keep
gonna drink
drinking.
to that?
I'm just
Okay.
gonna keep drinking.
I'm just saying. It just
As we say here on Diva Court, before I was rudely interrupted, when we close in this show, we'll
drink,
drink
to
to
that.
Order fries and chicken with that, please.
Let it breathe.
I'm breathing.
Let it breathe.
How about I need to eat?
You don't listen to the producers.
I'm not listening
not
to you.
just-
We got to drink to that.